Hey, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something truly special. Humanity's most distant creation. It's this incredible emissary we launched decades ago, and it's carrying a one-of-a-kind message out into the cosmos.
But before we get into all that, I've got a question for you. Seriously, think about it. If you could send one single message out to the stars, for anyone or anything to find, what would you say? What one thing would you show them to represent all of us? It's a massive question, right? Well, it's a question scientists had to answer for real decades ago.
All right, so let's get into it. This idea of talking to aliens, it's always captured our imagination, right? Well, back in the 1970s with the Voyager probes about to launch, this wild idea was actually about to become a reality.
And that reality was literally bolted onto the side of the Voyager 1 spacecraft. See, this wasn't just some science probe. Nope, it was a time capsule, a greeting designed to last for maybe 1 billion years, just floating out there, waiting for a chance encounter in that huge, empty cosmic ocean.
And this cosmic message in a bottle, it had a name. And honestly, it's the perfect name. The Golden Record. Yep, a literal record, like for playing music, but made of gold-plated copper so it would last for a very, very long time. Okay, so what in the world do you put on what is quite possibly the most important mixtape ever created? I mean, how do you even begin to sum up all of human experience for an audience that might not even have ears to hear or eyes to see? Well, that absolutely massive job fell to a team led by none other than the legendary astronomer Carl Sagan. Their mission? To create a portrait of Earth, to capture our sights, our sounds, our ideas, our feelings, and cram it all onto a single disc. Yeah, no pressure at all, right?
So to even begin to tackle this, they broke life on Earth down into 4 main categories. First up, sights. They packed in 115 images of everything you can imagine, from what our solar system looks like to pictures of people just eating. Then, sounds. They recorded things like wind and rain, animal calls, even the sounds of our cities. For music, they put together this incredible 90-minute playlist from all over the world and across history. And finally, greetings. They got people to say hello in 55 different languages, both ancient and modern.
And when you look at what they actually chose, it's just mind-blowing. It's this really beautiful and sometimes kind of weird mix of pure science and pure soul. I mean, you've got a diagram of our DNA, the very code of life, right alongside the sound of a kiss. You have the superstructured music of Bach and then the rock and roll energy of Chuck Berry. They even recorded the brainwaves of a woman who was in love, trying to capture that feeling. It's just this perfect little snapshot of humanity. A glimpse of us that are most complex, are most curious, and are most hopeful. But of course, a message is pretty useless if you don't have a way to send it. And while that golden record was the precious cargo, the real star of this show was the messenger itself, the Voyager 1 probe, which was about to set off on its own absolutely epic journey.
Okay, get this. Right now, as we're talking, Voyager 1 is more than 15 billion miles away. Just try to wrap your head around that number for a second. It takes light, the fastest thing there is, over 22 hours to get there. That means when we send a signal, we have to wait almost 2 whole days just to hear back. It's just out there.
And what a journey it's been. It launched way back in 1977, and right away it sent back these breathtaking, close-up pictures of Jupiter and Saturn that nobody had ever seen before. But then, even after its main mission was done, it just kept going. It flew right on past the outer planets, heading for the edge of our solar system. And then, in 2012, it did something incredible. It officially made history by becoming the very first thing we've ever built to enter interstellar space. The actual void between the stars. It really is humanity's farthest flung object. It's the absolute edge of our reach. It's this tiny, physical piece of us, just sailing deeper and deeper into the great unknown, and it's carrying our story with it. And then, in late 2023, it fell silent. After 46 years of faithfully calling home, something went wrong. That steady stream of data just stopped. And all that NASA was getting back was meaningless gibberish. Our connection to our farthest explorer, it was broken.
So what happened? Well, it turned out to be a technical glitch. A single, tiny chip in one of its computers had failed. I mean, after almost half a century in the freezing, irradiated environment of deep space, a little part of its brain just gave out, and it started scrambling the data it was trying to send. And for months, it really looked like that was it. We had lost it.
But you should never, ever underestimate the engineers at NASA. In what has to be one of the most incredible acts of long-distance repair ever,
They figured out what was wrong from 15 billion miles away. And they came up with this super clever fix. And in early 2024, it worked. They got it back online. Voyager 1 was talking to us again.
So this whole story, right? The message, the unbelievable journey, the moment we almost lost it, and then this dramatic rescue, it just solidifies Voyager's place in history. It's so much more than just a machine at this point. It's really become a symbol of our own curiosity and our own persistence.
This quote, which is actually one of the greetings on the Golden Record, really sums up the whole point of the mission. It was never really about getting an answer back. It was about making a statement. It was a way of shouting into the void that we were here. We lived. We dreamed. We built things. We wondered about the universe.
And that statement, it's going to last for a very, very long time. Soon enough, its power will finally die, but the probe itself will just keep going, silently coasting through the Milky Way. It's probably going to outlive our planet. It might even outlive our sun. Just imagine that, an ancient, drifting artifact from a world that vanished billions of years ago.
Now let's be real, the chances of anything ever finding it are so tiny, almost zero. And yet, it's out there. All of our hope, our art, our science, all packed onto a little golden disk just sailing through the darkness. Which leaves us all with one final, kind of haunting question to think about. Will humanity's loneliest message ever be heard?